So I have Dame man on fire. Next point, Suns made of fire. The
Well, I mean,
sun.
they are the Suns.
It
The
is.
Sun-
Yep. Made of. Yep. Okay. Glad. Glad we got that out of the way. It made me a good laugh when I was typing it up. But they are 7-0 in the bubble, right?
How?
Well, it's been it's been
How?
it's been a solid combination of getting contributions, high level contributions from Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton, right? Those
I'm
dudes
not
have
gonna lie to
shown
you.
up,
I haven't paid any attention to the Suns except for
right? I didn't realize that they. I mean, we did the podcast last week and they were 5-0, and we didn't mention them as most impressive team in the bubble. So I'm going to say now that I rescind that statement,
yes.
and they are now the most impressive team in the bubble to me.
I
At
mean,
7-0. But it's like
it
I was saying, it's been a combination of getting major contributions from their guys, from Rubio, from Booker, from Ayton specifically, and a combination of teams resting their guys against them. But like you're 7-0 is 7-0. Like I'm not gonna nitpick like, oh, this dude and this dude didn't play. Like they're playing for it. You know, the dudes that you put on the
Devin
court,
Booker, dude. Devin Booker is ice cold,
he's good.
bro. He's
He's on
he's
fire.
he's really good at basketball.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, they keep talking, and I keep seeing the video resurface of him in the gym. Not was it last summer, or summer before, yelling for
Oh,
getting doubled.
it was this past summer where he's in the gym and he's going, we're gonna double and open runs, and the guy's like, yeah, and he's like, I word, and he's just like, that the
But
video you're that's the
yeah,
video you're
yeah,
referencing. Yeah.
it's just I'm just real impressed, just by what it's weird, and I know we've talked about, and I know everyone talks about how this bubble life or this bubble season,
Mm-hmm.
is so much different than the regular NBA season. It's I mean, it's still surprising to see the Suns 7 and
Mm-hmm.
0. They're beating good teams. They beat the Clippers. They beat the Sixers. I mean, Sixers most disappointing team. They lose Ben Simmons and stuff like that. I mean, obviously that's a big hit, but still they're beating the Sixers. Like they're beating
Right.
top teams, and not they were 9.5 point favorites going into that game against the Sixers. I mean, and
Yep.
they covered. I think they covered that game, which is crazy.
Yep.
I mean, the Suns, they should be the most surprising team. Devin Booker is playing out of his mind.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's pretty much just been him and Damian Lillard going off.
Yeah.
Damian Lillard, and James Harden have just kind of been popping off on the East. Everybody else
Yep.
has kind of been quiet. Suns get a lot of credit from me, and I know recently it's been all over social media, Sports Center, Bleacher Report, about how the Suns did that intro with
Mm-hmm.
all their family members. That was great. That
Yep.
was like it was so wholesome.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that the NBA is starting to bring people. They just said they're going to let visitors come in, which is great.
Yeah.
But seeing those intros is probably so good. It's
It's
it makes
probably
it better.
so nice for those guys to see. And, it kind of reinforces, like, it's little things like that I feel like maybe not star players latch to necessarily, but some dudes around the league, like, that probably resonates with them, right?
I think
Like,
I think it's got to be for everybody. I mean, not seeing anybody in your family, in your friend group, anything like that, for a month at a time is tough. I
mm-hmm.
mean, like not being able to dap up your
Yeah,
boys and like, they have families, people have kids and
mm-hmm.
stuff, not to see them. And to get
Yeah.
surprised like that is really something special. And you saw the reaction that everybody on the Suns had. And everyone
Right.
around the league was having, LeBron and
Everyone
AD.
loved it.
Everybody loved it.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. It's so wholesome, and I'm real proud of the Suns for not only going 7-0, but for taking that extra step. And
Yeah.
doing those,
I hope they make the playoffs, because like I want to see a different matchup, right? Like I want to see different teams in there, right? Like, are they going to roll up to? I was going to say roll up to LA, but are they going to roll up to the field house in Orlando and play LA? Are they going to get swamped? Yeah, but it's something
Probably.
different. We get to see Devin Booker in meaningful basketball games, like where we've seen Dame and we've seen CJ and we've seen the Trailblazers, right? And I want them in the playoffs too. And it just kind of stinks that the West is so like
up there,
stacked. Yeah. But it's definitely an intriguing matchup if they get in. But
listen, I want to see the Suns on national television because they haven't been on national TV all season.
And if they don't make the playoffs, they have some very interesting pieces there. Like DeAndre Ayton, Like, obviously, you can look at it and be like, man, they should have took Luka. And I don't think anybody in the greater basketball realm is going to say, no, you take DeAndre Ayton. Like, seeing what Luka does and him being a near MVP candidate, like, you take Luka probably like 100 times out of 100. But that's not to say that Ayton isn't a good player in itself. Like, he's drastically improved from his 1 year in Arizona to his year last year in Phoenix and into this year. He's gotten better.
Yeah.
You know, and they have Devin Booker, who is, you know, now with Ricky Rubio, Booker's role now is to just, you know, be less of a facilitator and more of a scorer, right? Ricky Rubio can get the ball to anywhere.
Exactly. It's interesting to see how that team can kind of play. They kind of have to. I mean, they have to play through Booker. Who else are you going to play through? You can't really play through. I mean, Rubio can handle the ball going down the court, and sure they have Michael Bridges and I mean Dragan Bender and whatever. They have all these role players, but again,
they don't have Dragan Bender anymore. Dragan Bender hasn't been on that team in like 3 years. They do have Cam Johnson though. Cam Johnson, who was drafted 12th, 11th this year, and everyone was kind of like, why?
Yeah.
But you know what he does? He makes shots. And, you know, if you're gonna have a dude that you pick 11, at least he can score. You know what I mean? At least he can shoot the three. If that's all he brings to the table, which it's not, like that's a good starting spot. You know?
Yeah, I guess the Suns are doing better probably because it's not that home ball. You know, it's not that home court, that away court kind of mentality.
Less pressure, less distraction.